I want to show you a video that I came across that is trying to prove that Interview with the Vampire has also been called Interview with a Vampire. Now, when you watch the first clip, it's David Letterman at an award show, and he clearly says Interview with a Vampire, and the content creator underneath has put subtitles saying Interview with a Vampire. However, when you watch further along in the video, the other celebrities are saying Interview with the Vampire, and this includes Anne Rice herself, who wrote the book. But the content creator is still putting underneath Interview with a Vampire. Have a watch for yourself and see what you think, and let me know in the comments.
It's another blockbuster year for Hollywood, the motion picture Interview with a Vampire.
Elliot Goldenthal for Interview with a Vampire.
Hi, I'm Neil Jordan, and I'm here to introduce Interview with the Vampire, a movie about the saddest vampires you'll ever see.
I wanted Interview with the Vampire to be
a short story called Interview with the Vampire, and I kept it for about 2 years.
As far as I know, became the real hero of Interview with the Vampire.
Very much Interview with the Vampire, but I think we were very fortunate there to have a good director. And even though I loved Interview with the Vampire, that certainly wasn't my version of Interview. That was theirs.
Vampire book, Interview with a Vampire, which was written near 20 years ago.
That's right. But at the time I wrote Interview with the Vampire, certainly I was in a deep despair. You would know this was Interview with the Vampire. If you'd read it 15 years ago and barely remembered it, you'd recognize it.
I guess this...
You know, there are endless ways to do Dracula, and Interview with the Vampire, for me, was a door to reality. So I'm a great respecter of the vampire in popular art. You know, now Interview with the Vampire is going to change everything this weekend one way or another. It's either going to be a big hit or it's not. And your book, An Interview with the Vampire, is a very weird book.
Interview with the Vampire, as every good story probably had.
The Interview with the Vampire, because it's from Louis' point of view. You have to read
the book, Interview with the Vampire.
In art direction, art.
Interview with the Vampire.
Tom Cruise plays the immortal vampire Lestat in Interview with the Vampire, one of the new movies we're going to be reviewing this week.
I've really shown you the best part of Interview with the Vampire.
First film
is the eagerly awaited Interview with the Vampire, and now it's finally time.
Interview with the Vampire, the world premiere!
I lost my heart.
Kirsten Dunst, Interview with the Vampire.
Performance in Interview with the Vampire.
Oh.
You probably don't.
They show Interview with the Vampire during Halloween.
Kirsten, I loved you in Interview with the Vampire.
Thank you.
And the movie of Interview with a Vampire, very much.
Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. Vampire Lestat, Interview with a Vampire, and Queen of the Damned.
The film Interview with the Vampire opens today, and tonight Anne Rice's first novel, Interview with the Vampire, comes to the big screen.
I'm now going to show you a comment that was left where someone says that they remember once a year at Halloween printing up Interview with a Vampire. However, quite conveniently, they don't seem to have a copy of this to prove it. Now, if anyone does seem to have a copy of this Interview with a Vampire with a red letter A, please let me know in the comments on this video.